Hey Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about one of my favorite series, and that is The Walking Dead, issue number 157, The Whisperer War, part 1 of 6. That's right, guys. I think this was a highly anticipated, I guess you want to say, Walking Dead event, as in the last issue, if you haven't read it yet, spoiler, Negan cuts off Alpha's head, and he's doing it to gain Rick's trust. And that was my theory, and that kind of happens in this particular issue. So, really cool cover here as you get to see Rick, and he's just like, I'm all pissed off, and you get to see everybody in the background or whatnot. The book is written by Robert Kirkman. The art is done by Charlie Adlard. And Cliff Rathburn does the gray tones in the book. Now, in this particular book, this is something that you don't see in The Walking Dead too often. Check out the paneling in this book. It is like a 12-panel grid, 16-panel grid at times. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of story in this particular issue. And the art, though, it's not held back whatsoever. The art looks really well done. At times it may be hard to fit in, the amount of detail that you want, but I think he did a nice job doing the artwork in the book. Alpha's head's chopped off in there. We got to see a lot of Negan and Rick. Again, a lot of dialogue. This is something that you just don't see in the Walking Dead books. Sometimes they take like 5 minutes to read, and the book is done. But overall, again, nice job with the artwork here. So, what was the story about? What did I think about this first part of the Whisperer War? Recap the story a little bit. We wound up seeing Dwight, and we wind up seeing what's her name, Alpha or Magna. Magna winds up coming across, and they see Negan, and he's walking, and he's got this bag in his hand, and they check him out, and they see he's got no weapons on him, and Dwight at first is like really freaking pissed off. He's like, dude, shoot him. And they're like, no, I'm not shooting him, our man. And Dwight's like, you don't know him like I do, shoot him. And really good dialogue moments in here as Negan is talking to Dwight about Lucille. And he's like, you taking good care of her, right? And now, if you read the whole Here's Negan story, Lucille is basically, he named the bat after his dead wife that had cancer and became a zombie. So he's very protective of Lucille, and it's just crazy. So what happens is we wind up finding out that Beta finds out that Alpha is dead. He realizes that it's Negan that killed her, and that's basically how this war is going to start. They're going to go after, Negan and everybody else. In the meantime, we wind up seeing Negan, who gets interrogated basically by Rick and Andrea. And Negan sits there and says, I want your trust. I'm trying to earn your trust. I could have put an end to you long time ago when you left that cell door open. He's like, I could have brought a whole army with me. He's like, I could have done all these things. Instead, I brought you the head of their leader. And Rick takes this into careful consideration, and he winds up saying, all right, I'm going to give you this outpost. You're going to get limited weapons, and you'll get a little bit food and water. And he's like, but you got to earn that trust, And so this is the first steps where you get to finally see Rick and Negan working together. Now, does that play into a positive role in the future with this series? It's still yet to be determined. It's still early, but it's heading in that direction at this point. So a lot of the part of the other issue, you get to see a little bit of the other characters, and I think this is done on purpose because I have a feeling that in this Whisperer War, we're going to see some casualties. So the book does a nice job at really showcasing some of the supporting cast, whether it comes to Jesus and Aaron and Michonne. We wind up getting to see a little bit of Lydia and Carl in here, and Carl's looking more and more grown up. He looks more and more of like a badass as he gets older in the books. The thing that I was wondering here is Lydia doesn't realize that her mom is dead. Now, when she finds that out, how is she going to take that? So that will be interesting to see. We see a little bit of Eugene in this book as well, as he's talking to that CB radio, who that mystery person is. We know it's a girl. Her name is Stephanie. Eugene wound up giving away their location, but Stephanie did too. Where does that play in all this in the future also? We get to see good character interaction between Andrea and Rick in the book, as Andrea is saying, hey, it's okay, Rick, to stay, behind. You're our leader. You're too valuable to us. And and he's just like, yeah, I'm just an old piece of shit, But he's that leader now. They have Dwight to run on the front lines and lead the army. So I thought that was really well done as well. And as the issue comes to a close, we wind up seeing them get into their positions. We get to see them, someone go on the water tower, and we wind up seeing that they're coming. And at the last page, we get 16 panels of all these different characters that are in this book. And this could be the last time that we see all of them on one page together alive. And that's basically how the issue ends. So what did I think of this book? I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a nice setup for this war. It was like the calm before the storm. And I thought that Robert Kirkman did a nice job at fitting all these characters into this comic book, which it could be hard, and showcasing each and every one of these characters, because again, you don't know when the last time, when is the last time they're going to be in this book. They could die, and you never know. And that could be Negan included. We're just not sure yet. So I had a lot of fun with this. Again, it'll be interesting to see if Lydia turns on Rick and Carl and everybody once she finds out her mom is dead. How will she take that news? Is Lydia pregnant? You don't even know. There's so many little details that are left out. And is Negan going to stab the group in the back? Who knows? We'll see. And will Dwight and Negan have a confrontation? So there's a lot of things here that are going to, I think, happen in this Whisperer War. It's going to be a great ride. Hopefully you guys will get on board. If you haven't read Walking Dead in a while, this might be a good point to start again. I think this is going to be a good event, and I got to give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book, as it's a nice setup. Again, a calm before the storm, before this whole war breaks out. So guys, in the comments below, keep the discussion going. What'd you think of The Walking Dead issue number 157? Are you on board for the Whisperer War? And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. And until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys. Bye.